cat people, how are you today? I'm Catlady Antigoni, and today we are ranking the last 10 palettes that I reviewed here at my channel. Today we are having a lot of indie brands, a lot of colorful makeup to talk about, but before I start with the video, let me tell you, if you're interested about this look that I have on my face today, I actually have filmed a step-by-step tutorial, is the review about this palette. Hopefully it's gonna be up at my channel by the time that you're watching this video. I don't promise though, but if it is up, I will make sure that I will link it down below and I will have a card at some point of this video. And without any further ado, let's start with the ranking! At number 10, we're having not only the worst palette for this video, but probably the worst palette of 2023. Well, I'm talking about the Evil Mermaid from Salem Cosmetics. This is not the palette that I originally received. I received one other palette, one of the eyeshadows, specifically this one, popped out. I have done a video about it. I have talked in details about this topic. This is actually a replacement that Monolith, the retailer, not the original brand, which is Salem Cosmetics, actually sent me without any extra charge, and I don't think that this was Monolith's fault at any case. Salem Cosmetics were completely unprofessional. I tried to email them twice, I sent them 2 separate emails, they ignored me completely. I tried to talk to them via Instagram, they ignored me completely, and they actually replied when I did a TikTok video and I was talking about this palette and how this eyeshadow actually exploded to me. And they were like, no, delete your video, this is not true. This is my experience, of course it's true. Later on, they blocked me, they didn't want to admit their mistake, and later on at my DMs on Instagram, they admitted that they actually haven't added a lot of binding medium liquid, something. I'm not a chemist, I don't really know how to make eyeshadows, it is not my job. But basically they were extremely unprofessional, aggressive with me. Actually, I could include some screenshots of our Instagram chat, but I don't know if this is okay. If you want to see them, they exist. You can always DM me on Instagram and I can send them to you privately. I really don't want to do anything with this brand anymore. I'm not planning to buy anything from them again. I don't really care how beautiful eyeshadow palettes they're gonna produce. I'm out. I'm not interested in this bad service. I'm not interested in bad behavior and problematic people in general. Well, I'm planning to use this off camera, but to be honest, I feel so bad with this whole incident that I actually don't want to touch it. I always go to some other palettes and I would say that it's the same because this color scheme would fit perfectly with my personality and my personal liking. It is what it is though. I'm extremely disappointed, and of course I do not recommend you to try this brand because if you have an issue, no one is there to talk with you. And now that we got the negativity out of this video, let me tell you about number 9, which is the Bugs Bunny palette in collaboration with I Heart Revolution. Well, although that I wanted to love this palette, I would say that the quality is not as good as the other palettes that I have included in this video. This is how the palette looks like. It's so beautiful, it screams spring to me. Spring is my favorite season, by the way, if you didn't know this about me. But unfortunately, the shimmers are kind of weak, especially this one, Lola. I mean, I needed to actually dig a hole to make it work, and I actually have used it once, and this is how it looks after one use. I didn't enjoy this palette. The white is quite weak. Yes, I understand the concept that I paid like €5 for a collaboration palette with my beloved Bugs Bunny, and personally I'm gonna keep this palette and I will try to decorate it at some point because it's really beautiful. It has Bugs Bunny here, it has Lola Bunny behind, and I love the vibe, but unfortunately as a makeup product is more or less unusable, especially if you compare it with some other palettes that I will show you later on. At number 8, we are having again a so-so quality palette. I know the previous video I was loving pretty much everything, and here we are 3 palettes down and I'm like, oh, I didn't really like any of this. I mean, this is definitely better than the Bugs Bunny quality wise. This is from Glam, the Perspective Pisces palette, another very affordable palette. I don't really believe in zodiacs, but I believe in art, and I mean, look how pretty this artwork is. Yes, computer, hello to you too. But I actually decided to buy it because of the color scheme and of the artwork. And the color scheme, again, it screams my name. It has a lot of blue, a lot of turquoise, and I love these colors. I love again the artwork here, how they have written some stuff, how they're having the drawings with the little stars and everything, the embossings on the eyeshadows. But I think that the mattes inside here are quite weak. They are not like that bam in your face that we will see on other brands later on in this video. I know I have said this a lot of times, but actually I have some very pretty palettes to show you, and this is not one of them. I mean, again, it is around 5-6 euros, and if you like the artwork, yeah, you can buy it, but if you're only interested about a good makeup product, I would not recommend this to you. The shimmers here are working way better than the shimmers in the Bugs Bunny palette, but again, I don't think that for 3 eyeshadows it's kinda deserve the money that you're gonna give. But again, the decision is on you at the end of the day. Let's move on to number 7, and let me tell you, from this point and above, the quality of the palettes is amazing. All the palettes that I'm gonna show you are absolutely stunning. I love them so much, but the reason that I rank them the way that I rank them is A, their color scheme, and B, how often I get to use them. And let's go back to the topic. At number 7, we're having the Shimmer Saga from LH Cosmetics. Well, you might ask, why so low? First of all, it's not low, okay? I just said that I love the quality. Secondly, the reason that it's kinda low, okay, I accept it, it's kinda low. It's because in this palette we're having just 4 eyeshadows. Yes, we are having 4 special eyeshadows, 4 amazing eyeshadows, but I do not get to use it that often because I don't do like a neutral look with a shimmer eyeshadow. I got to use this palette as a highlighter quite a lot, and it's amazing. But when it comes like to palette, makeup palette, and eyeshadow palette, I don't think that I'm kinda reaching to this more than I'm reaching to some other palettes, and this is the only reason that it is a bit to the lower side. If you want to buy it, I would highly recommend you to do so, because again, the quality is extremely nice, the shimmers are so shifty, and in general, we are having a great palette, a great companion palette though. At number 6, we're having like a surprising palette for me, and I'm gonna tell you about the Strawberry Shortcake from Glam. Yeah, I don't know how this palette ended up at being number 6. I actually liked this palette so much when I got to review it, but the only reason I guess that it's kinda lower to the spectrum is that I'm using all the other palettes way more than this one. This is the perfect spring dream in my opinion. It has all of the berry pink tones, it has some greens, and I love all of the special eyeshadows that exist in this palette. I think I need to use it a bit more. Like, the more I'm looking at this color scheme, the more I'm regretting the time that I'm not using this. It's so pretty. I think I just kind of forgot about this palette, so again, I can see why it is deserving the number 6 position. But I don't know, this palette is super beautiful, and it actually Oh, smells like strawberry, but it's not like the Too Faced scent, which is kind of strong. It's more subtle, more nice, in my opinion at least. And I think that Glam has done an excellent job. Like with every other palette that I have tried from them, it's just amazing. I don't know why, but the Strawberry Shortcake palette made me actually kind of hungry for something like fruity. Oh my god. Anyway, let me focus. Let's go to number 5. We are halfway there. And I'm gonna tell you about the Barbie palette again from Glam. Give me a second here to open this box because I'm always keeping the boxes. I don't know if you're doing this or if I'm alone here. Am I just a weirdo? I don't know, but I love keeping both the boxes and the plastics as well. I feel that the palette can remain clean for a longer time. I don't know, this was relevant, but this is how I'm doing. And if you're doing the same, please leave a comment down below and tell me. I will be very happy to hear about it. Anyway, this is the color scheme. This palette is just amazing. I just put it here because I like the others that I'm gonna tell you about a little bit more than this one. I was reaching out for the others a little bit more often than I was reaching for this palette. Nothing wrong with the formula, nothing wrong with the quality. I think the formula here is a bit better than Strawberry Shortcake, and this means that this palette is an absolute dream. I have done a tutorial about this palette quite obviously, and then I have done the battle of the Barbies with this palette when I was comparing this with the Colourpop Barbie, which I own for years and years now. I loved this collab, and I remember how happy I was when I learned that I could actually purchase this from a European store. I was like, yay, this will be mine. I'm a huge Barbie lover. I have even dolls here at my room. I'm a Barbie girl, if you didn't know this about me. And just buying Barbie makeup, seeing Barbie makeup in my apartment is making me so happy. We are at the top 4, and at this point things are becoming very difficult for me because I just don't know how to rank them. I love these 4 palettes so much. I've been using these 4 palettes so much, but I decided that at number 4 I would like to have the Fairy Tale Fairies from Simply Posh Cosmetics. Well, look at this color scheme. We are having a pastel dream here. We have a row of pastels, a row of special eyeshadows, and then a row of kind of darker eyeshadows. With this palette you can create a lot of different looks. I have done a wintry pastel look at my tutorial and I enjoyed this so much. I have quite a lot of duochromes, multichromes, blah blah blah, you know the drill, but I find myself going back here and try to take something of these because they are so beautiful and so shifty. It was the first palette that I get to try from the brand. I was very intrigued from how's it called, Frozen Berries or something like that. Basically a palette which was half blue, half red, but I ended up not buying this because it was released with some other palettes that I would like to buy. So okay, we lost the plastic apparently. Let me continue. So when this palette released and it was available here in Europe, I was like, yeah, that's my chance, because of course a pastel color scheme is talking to me way more than anything else in the world, and I decided to give the brand a try, and I'm very happy that I did this. Now I want to buy all of their palettes, especially the Frozen Berries or whatever it's called, and the citrus punch? Yeah, it was citrus punch. And this palette was like yellow, red and green. I know that this is not sounding like my color scheme, but in my head this palette is so beautiful. If you haven't tried anything from this brand, and if you are in the market, of course, I would say give them a try because their formulas are amazing. Bonus points here because the palettes are magnetics, and actually you can pop them out, you can rearrange the palette, and this is something that I really enjoy. I haven't done anything yet because I like to keep the names with the corresponding eyeshadows, but at some point I'm planning to create my own palette kinda and show it to you and do looks with it. So them be able to be popped out is a big help for this actually. At number 3, we are having more Mermaid stuff. Well, I'm gonna tell you about the Lure palette from Glam Cosmetics, and I mean, this palette is my mermaid fantasy. Let me show you the color scheme. Okay, apparently it doesn't want to go out of the box. Ta-da! Here we have it. The color scheme is just amazing. I love mermaids. Like, it's my thing. If you didn't know this about me, I love them so much. They're my favorite fantasy creature, and when I get to see this color scheme, I can definitely get the vibe of the mermaids of the sea, of all the beautiful colors that are associated with this theme. And when it comes to the quality, top notch. As every other Blend Bunny palette in my collection, the quality is just amazing. I don't know how many times I have used this palette, how many times I have dyed into this pastel blue, which is called Catch Me, and just amazing. And here at this X marks the spot, which is a very dark and rich and beautiful thing. This palette is everything to me, and the addition of the multichrome really elevates the whole thing by a lot. I think that Blend Bunny's choice to keep the multichromes out of this palette and just include only this one, which is called Pearl. Yeah, it's called Pearl, and I'm not mistaken here. It was actually very wise, because the quad with all the multichromes from this collection, I think it is called Trove, it was really expensive, and if all these were in this palette, the price would be actually very limiting, and that would be a shame, because this is a palette that every mermaid lover needs in their life. No, of course, I'm joking. You don't need anything, as I always say in my videos, but like, it's great that this palette can be around $50, which is a very good price for what you're getting, and it's definitely one of my favorite palettes of 2023. I love it. At number 2, we are having a favorite of mine. Let me show you. Here's the palette Forest Heart, which is a collab between Salem Cosmetics and my friend Smink the Ruende. So here we are having the Cottage Core Dream palette. Look how beautiful it is. My god, I love everything when it comes to this palette, from the out layer, the style, the colors, the quality, everything. I literally have this palette on my desk these days, and I'm using it almost in every makeup look that I'm doing. This palette actually inspired me to step out of my comfort zone, because we're having a lot of grungy colors here, we're having some neutrals here, and I've been using even this color. And if this is not a surprise for me and my personality, then what? I loved every single detail about the palette. I love the glitter that we're having here. I love the shifty multichromes that it contains, like this one. This is called Wings, and look how used it is. I just loved everything about it. And I was thinking if I'm biased, and I don't think so, because I have tried quite a lot of things. I can tell if something is not good. I don't think that I would say straight up that it's not nice, but I probably wouldn't mention this in my channel if I didn't like it. But no, this is actually the first palette that I get to own from the brand, and I'm super impressed. Nowadays, the brand is doing a revamp of an older palette of theirs. I think it's called Salem and the Witch, if I'm not mistaken about all of these, and I'm super interested to try this palette as well. The color scheme is really beautiful of this one, and if it has the same quality with the Forest Heart, it is definitely something that I would like to own in my collection. And now it's time for the Greek word of the day. Well, I mentioned that I'm having this palette on my desk and I'm using it very often, and that's why I decided to tell you the Greek word for desk. So in Greek we say γραφείο. Say with me. Γραφείο. Oh, grafio. As always, I'm gonna ask you to try to write a comment down below using the word grafio, or actually tell me the word in your own native language. And we finally reached number 1. Woo! I'm very excited about this, and I think that I'm gonna tell you, and I will not keep you waiting. The palette is Spooked. It's a collaboration between Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny, and I love this palette. This is the absolute Halloween dream for me. It has everything that you need for Halloween. It has oranges, green, purple, it has duochromes, it has this one which is called Pumpkin, and it's my favorite multichrome in the world. It goes from orange to pink, green, and it's just a dream. It has an amazing white. Unlike the one in the Revolution palette, this is actually opaque and this is actually working. It has an equally beautiful black, and basically I think that every time that I need either a black or a white, I'm using this one. I was very happy with this palette. I think that the color story is very unique and the special eyeshadows are really special. I mean, we're having Pumpkin and we're having this one which is called Treat, and it's from purple to yellow. Wow, I love it. And then we're having this one, the Bloody, from pink to yellow. It's just an amazing palette. I don't know, I don't have words to describe how much I enjoy working with this, how much inspiration I'm getting from this palette. Of course, I have ordered the Nightshade and I think it's coming quite soon. The plan is to have the Nightshade, this one and the other one that Doodles by the Bunny has done, and do a palette bingo with them. Preferably a Halloween palette bingo, we will see about this. But as I told you, like, I'm getting so many ideas just by watching the colors in this palette. It's magical, I know. I don't know if this is still available because, you know, all the collabs are limited edition basically, but if it is available and if you are a Halloween lover and if you're looking to buy a palette for Halloween, I would highly recommend you this one. You're not gonna regret it for sure. And that was it. This was our video for today. If you watched until this point, please leave a Halloween emoji down in the comments. I will be very happy to see it. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate you a lot. If you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe at my channel. If you want to see more makeup looks, I have an Instagram account and I will be very happy if you join me there as well. Well, see you next time with a makeup video, and until then, bye!